So I was looking at it, it's like, what is this? And like, see the net worth, like, oh man.
All right, so it's on the record. Anything you say won't be used against you. All right, so it's April 23rd. Thanks for being patient with the start of the morning.
Thank you, Terry.
Just a crazy. Yep, and breakfast this morning by Terry is delicious. Oh,
Oh, yes.
what did you say?
I was just asking about that one time. Remember when he killed that guy?
Still haven't been caught.
Oh, good. What was his name again? His address?
Wait, are we recording yet?
Yes. And next week is Megan. And our quote of the day.
I just wanted to know. Leave it out.
Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Winston Churchill. And I heard he knows what he's talking about. So.
Another backyard picture.
All right, so lots of dates on the horizon. We have our team photo today. Just for clarification on this, the individual shots we have are at Tinderbox at 4 o'clock. And then as soon as we're done there, we're going to head back here and meet at Fleet Park at 4:45, 5 o'clock, as soon as we can get back. I'm just thinking 4:45 is like the soonest we'll make it back with the drive time.
So we got individual shots for everyone again?
Just the people who wanted extras, yeah. And then Dave's first shot.
Is that weather dependent then?
It is, but it's supposed to be cloudy. So at least,
You won't be squinting in the sun.
right. That's what I've seen is cloudy. So,
Everyone squint smile.
and then on Saturday we have the Monty cleanup, and that's 10 a.m. to 11. And I'll make sure I bring the garbage bags, and then, and cinnamon rolls and
We
water.
bring gloves this time.
Yeah, so I know we have a bunch of extra gloves, but I'm going to remind everybody to bring gloves if they want to have them, which they should. But we have extras from the last two that we had. Then on May 3rd, we have barbecue at our house, which is still on. We may have a half wall up, so it's going to look like a partial construction in our house, but it's not going to affect much. Just it might feel somewhat chaotic in that section.
Are we still bringing side dishes and stuff?
Yeah, so that's actually, I feel like May 3rd came really fast. like we're.
Did we pick a
Yeah.
time? Because we said 4. I have it on 4 here, but did we have a time?
I think we said 5:30.
5:30.
That's what I have on my list.
Yeah, 5:30, and then Gosh, it really feels. Did we set this up in March? I feel like it
Yeah, I
came.
feel like it was like a month or two before we did it.
I know, and now it's like
It was just
next
2
week.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
I feel like we set it way longer.
Jeez. Okay. Well, in terms of sides, I'll probably do like either some sort of. Let's see. What would you guys want for a main dish?
Prime rib, I mean. Oh, we're not
I'll
throwing
use
anything
the
out there?
Traeger, and we'll do some
I
sort
like your
of.
barbecue chicken.
Okay,
Your
like
barbecue
the.
chicken is phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that you cooked,
The
the one
thighs?
that came over.
Okay, I'll just fill the barbecue with
Every
that
time
then.
you've done that, it has come out really great.
That must
Okay.
be the same one because that was what we
It
had.
was wonderful.
Yes.
Okay,
I
then I'll
believe
just
that's it.
I'll fill the Traeger with that and make a whole bunch of it, and it'll be delicious. So if you guys want to figure out, let's see.
About like your stacked potatoes or something.
What did you say?
It's a garlic scallop potatoes with
Yes.
Okay.
cheeses.
That sounds
Yes.
good.
Okay.
Does somebody want to do a salad?
How many cheeses?
3.
I could probably pull off a salad.
Salad.
Mozzarella.
Okay. Anybody want to do like the napkins and paper plates?
I can do
Say that again.
Napkins. Jessica's got it. How about not alcohol but beverages? I'll bring whatever, like a main thing for
Same for
alcohol.
kids?
You guys can. That'd be a good idea. Who wants to bring like pop water? Okay. And then I'll bring.
You're missing all the easy stuff.
I mean, if you want to bring some sort of alcohol, that's fine. I'll bring like stuff to make Moscow mules or something. It seems like that's the
He was kidding.
yeah.
Tone it down.
Moonshine.
I'll bring a barrel. Everyone bring a fruit and an alcohol.
We're not getting a Spody.
Oh.
We're not getting a Spody, so get on here with that.
I'll get the garbage bin.
Because then the kids start sucking on the fruit, and then we're like, no!
No.
The one
Too
time you
late.
eat fruit.
And Sean's kids walking down the hall.
That'd be Sean.
Sean is going,
Oh my god.
Seems so good tonight.
Not she, he.
Uh,
That's the one who's gonna.
you want to bring chips?
He's gonna
That
be
that
first.
way.
I can bring chips.
Okay.
Fucking be
So we have
bottle
chips,
apples and
salad,
Spody.
potato scallop things, I think that'll be a good barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything you guys want to do? You want to hang out and just
Hang out.
okay, cool.
Fibbage. 100%.
I don't know if I have enough. I think it's like an 8-person game.
So, 8 people at a time. Not everybody want to do it at the same time.
We haven't played that in a while.
It is a good game.
I love it. It's hilarious.
We'll bust it out. Maybe we'll okay.
Speaking
We'll
of
bust it out.
teams too. You do teams of 2.
That's true.
If
You
it
get
was
some-
nice, it would be fun
do
to
like
do
couples,
something.
that'd
There's
be
gonna
really
a
fun.
lot of
That'd be a lot of
kids
fun.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll just bring it up that day and we'll
I have
put
cards
it on
next
TV
to
and
Oh,
bring
yes.
that. Whoever the most innocent person here is going to win. That's what happens every time. It's like I remember playing with Heather's mom. We're like, should we play with her? Should we play with her? Like, I don't know if she's going to like this. It's going to be kind of inappropriate. And she's just dropping like the worst ones. And we're like, well, that's the winner. And she's like, that's me again.
Every time.
It's crazy.
Tiffany won it at the teachers' retreat. Like hundreds of teachers were playing this game, and she smoked everybody.
Oh my gosh.
She's like super innocent when it comes to that, but she got the worst cards out there.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good night. And then on June 8th, we have the Mount Eleanor adventure. So I'm
What
thinking,
did you say, Lauren?
Maybe that's what we're thinking about too.
Somebody else wanted to come with us?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They're playing super early.
I mean,
That's about like 5 a.m.
in terms of the team, I guess it's up to the team. So I thought about that. Like, I don't care. The more the merrier for me. But
Kristen Horns, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Kristen and Corey.
okay, what's everybody's thoughts on that in terms of bringing a couple? Sean wants to bring some clients.
They're cool.
They are.
I'm cool with that.
I don't bring my clients into my personal sphere unless
It's like, it's Sean. I'm sure it'll be fun.
I believe that.
If it's Sean,
I just want to say, if
thoroughly
you're
vetted.
opening it up, I think other people should be allowed to also. If you have cool people that you think would want to go on the hike, again, the more the merrier.
Severe
That's totally
asthma, we
fine.
wanna
My
bring-
wife's the coolest person I know.
Well, there you
He's
go.
gonna try to convert to sale.
Oh, it's
Oh,
already.
you should. No. Now we're together up in the mountain.
We
Well,
keep
that's the
going
house
until-
with me.
They're gonna just hang out with me unless they actually bought something.
Oh. Sean's been mapping out. where all
Okay,
the
Kevin
figures are
Ward.
on the trail. Accidentally leave the client out there.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there's a wolf's den down there.
You're surrounded by realtors.
Is anybody else bringing dogs? I would like to take Lucy on that trip, but not if anybody else is bringing dogs.
I'm not bringing Gracie.
Okay.
I won't bring my
No.
dogs.
No? Okay.
I won't bring my dogs.
Someone would hate me for that.
Okay, and then we have. So we had the May. It was May, Greater Grace Harbor After Hours. Now we're going to be in August, and instead of doing it here, those crowd sizes become like 60 people. So we're going to co-host with Mount Olympus Brewing Company, which is perfect. They're supplying the venue.
You had me at brewing company.
Yeah, they're supplying the venue and the ability to purchase beer, and then we're hosting. We're yeah,
So is it gonna be here or?
You ever been
So-
mounted?
it'll be at their building.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the
It's the
14th
old,
of
Harbor
May
Street.
anymore.
Nope, no more May
Okay.
14th, right? So now it's
all
so now August.
Okay. I'm not
May.
gonna go
I think
down
August.
May, it was May
Very-
14th.
it was
the
May
second.
14th.
Yeah,
Very cool.
No,
it was the second Tuesday of May,
Homegrown beer.
That's the
Now
second
Yeah.
Tuesday of August.
Yep.
Cool.
and then
Oh, what time? That's definitely not 8 a.m.
I think it's like a 5:30. Usually, he didn't tell me the time, but it's usually 5:30.
Like I said,
All right, and then there's a lot of conversations that I wanted to have about live classes and talking about meetings and how we want to proceed moving forward. Just because we've been doing the same thing where it's an hour meeting for 3 years, or in Harley's, like it's always been one weekly meeting. So I want to discuss that more and like how you guys want to proceed with live classes. Well, in fact, let's just talk about it now because we're on topic. One thing I love about Kevin Ward's system is he has everything structured towards videos of him, right? Which is great. They're a great resource for you guys. But what are your thoughts if as topics come up, if I do videos and we had them on YouTube as an unlisted link, and I would have a folder that has like how to negotiate a contract, and then there's a title and you can click on it and it takes you to YouTube and you watch that video. And then the top producer class, so top producer crash course, basics with me, so based on how I would use it. And then like one that Kevin Ward did yesterday was how to structure your day as a new agent or as an experienced agent, but how to have a successful schedule throughout the week, throughout the day. And then I would just keep putting those up there so that they're easily accessible. And does that make sense?
Are we doing that in lieu of meetings?
Well, no, I'm thinking of, we could restructure our meetings where they're either shorter or, because we pack a lot of stuff in here where it's new stuff, which is still valuable, but I also don't want to lose the team connection, right?
Right.
So trying to figure out what you guys want. Like, do you like having the weekly Tuesday? Do you like how our meetings are going currently?
Yes.
I do.
Okay. So I don't want to change that. But as additional stuff where we can't get everything into the 1 hour, and I keep talking about having live classes and I get 1 or 2 responses back as to what would be good, but then the questions come up throughout the week like crazy.
That's
So
why I think this is a fabulous idea, because it's kind of like, problems don't arise perfectly in the timing of when we're going to have a meeting, and so
Right.
those things aren't fresh on your mind because you're working several transactions or you're just busy
Right.
with a lot of things. And so you don't, I tend to not remember when I literally had questions throughout the week for you.
Right.
So I think that is a great thing to do for those little cases that come up where you wouldn't know otherwise to even ask that question, especially
Right.
as a new agent, until it comes up in your face.
Yep.
So I think that'd be great.
And my thought is, because as these are coming up, like I have agents that are just over a year old, then I have the newer, like brand new agents where I answer the question and we had a 15, 20-minute conversation where I can have the conversation once with you and then go back and make a video of that exact same thing so that when it comes up again, just say, hey, check, you can search this and have the exact response. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So and this is going to take time to build, but it could be really good and have a really good bank of not courses, but kind of courses. like Kevin Ward's modules, when you go into Yes Masters, he has like 12, 30-minute courses. And the most recent one was how to structure your calendar, how to structure your day. So I was just thinking it'd be a good option to supplement our meetings, not take place of our meetings. So, okay. And then the other question on the same topic was for tour. So we've toured off and on. This market's different than it was when I first started. We toured like 8 to 10 properties sometimes, and it was like we'd go from 10 to 1 some days. So my thought is, do you guys like how it's going? We end up having like 1, and then 2 weeks later we have 4, and then near 0 the next 2 weeks. And like, what are your overall thoughts on tour at this point?
Like that, because if we save them all for like a specific day,
Mm-hmm.
man, that is your day.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're coming back, like, okay, I gotta grab something to eat. Oh, it's time to go home.
Right.
You know,
And really, after 3 or so, it's kind of like, okay, it gets like so. It's like, here's another house, like, you know,
Right.
you're kind of losing the
the enthusiasm.
the enthusiasm and kind of the point of the tour. So
Right.
Plus, I think our clients appreciate the fact that we're on top of looking and marketing their
Right.
houses. You know, if we waited 3 weeks, like if I had a listing today and we weren't going to tour until
Right.
3 weeks from now,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, that might be an issue for them.
Right.
Especially if they and in an opposite respect, if they went pending right away, we're not going to see it at all.
Right.
And then it goes back on the market like my current situation, and then we didn't see it at all. So,
Right.
yeah, I think what we're doing is,
But you could always
Okay.
schedule it after, you know, if it goes pending and then it goes back on the market. You could schedule it for the following week.
Right. And so that was my other part of the question, was where we see the benefit, because I know it is the sellers. Like, that's the biggest thing, is we're benefiting the sellers. For agents, it's kind of knowing what these houses are going for in this market. If you're not taking listings yet, if you haven't worked with a lot of buyers, like you're not. It's a good way to train your brain, thinking, okay, this size house, this. I just want to make sure there's still benefit to.
It's valuable, you know, especially when you're representing the buyer. It's like, here's what I'm looking for. God, I just saw what you were looking for.
Right.
Top of mind awareness.
Right. Okay. And that's the thing. We've never connected about tour. We've just done it. We took over, and so I want to make sure at least we both see like the 2 biggest benefits there. So okay, cool. So on that, for newer agents, the biggest thing is when you have a new listing, is to tell me that you want to on tour by noon the day before our meeting. So Monday, at noon is kind of your general cut. If you come in, it's like you just got the listing and it's like 2:00 on Monday. Just tell me, it's fine. We're going to talk about it at the meeting. But this gives me, like, if we ever have 4 or 5, I'm going to make sure I tell the whole team, hey, just so you guys know, we have a bigger tour than normal. If it's 1 or 2, I just tell you here because we've already booked out that time. It's expected that you guys keep your Tuesday mornings up until noon available for those tours. And then when we have 1 or 2, that remaining time is just the gift of time. So, cool. Oops. Goodness, I don't know. There's a hidden play button in there somewhere that keeps jumping back to that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation thing.
That's awesome.
And I can't figure out how to make it go away.
It's because Christmas Vacation is awesome.
It is. Okay. All right, so here's our current standings for the challenge, and we have a week. So right now it looks like you're locking in some Amazon. Perfect. And this, I updated this today at 7 a.m. So this is, it was up, or for the closing? I mean, you're getting paid, yeah. And that wasn't even you, so yeah. That's that situation. If you guys have a situation like that, which I don't think I think everybody would agree, and they all probably know the situation, that's a closing. So, and
In fact, even if everybody else is like 6 of those situations, I'm cool with that too.
You in the pocket?
so the other 3 though, Chris, Jessica, Sean, with a week.
Sean has 3
Oh,
closings
I went
this
back to
week.
pending on my Myrtle, so I'm pending again.
Oh, well
I
then,
feel like Sean's the most impressive because he actually started from 0.
right. But it's also
He
like,
has 3 closings this week too, so I think it's gonna change significantly.
Yeah, I'll be like 4th or something.
You mean like
4th of 4.
Clearly, you would be surpassing me if we were pretty much the same number.
Oh, you're totally snowball.
Yeah, not.
Anyway, that's where we're at. So the winners will be decided. If it's super close and it's May 1st and I'm trying to figure it out, I'll announce it like a day after that. Just I want to make sure that all the dust settles. If we're close on like half points or points, if it's 5 or 6 off, I'll announce the winners. So, okay. Oops. So the board. It's kind of a quieter month. At least what's up there now is quieter. So for listings, Sean has 3 and Jessica has 1. And pendings, Megan and Jessica have 1. And for closings, Sean and Jessica. So Sean with 2, Jessica with 1. Sales volume of 189 and 127. So again, it's
Luke had a pending too.
oh geez.
Good job, Luke.
And Luke's first pending. Yes. I was not trying to skip you at all.
I just gotta get used to it. It's cool.
No, that's phenomenal. And your first, that was your,
Second lead.
it was your second lead. It was your 4th day with an MLS key. And so
That's pretty.
in terms of, that's when he wrote the offer on his 4th day holding an MLS key. And then, yeah, pending on Saturday. So good work.
Well, thank you for everybody helping me out too, because I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, it's as you know now, it's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And it keeps coming.
It's all right.
Okay, so this thing came in 2 weeks ago, and it's freaking. I'm sure you've seen the post, but look what Zillow sent us for the best of. And this is like you guys earned this. Like this is all you. So this is the best of Zillow. This will sit on our counter. And then they have a 2019 thing that sticks underneath here.
That's cool.
So I don't know if they keep sending these to you, but we'll have this sit just like that for.
Set it right in the window. Right
Even
before
cooler
the
is they have the best of Zillow and best of Trulia window clings. So that stuff, we're sticking it in there. It says tech tattoos. It's not window cleaning, but we're using it that way. This is to put on your laptop or whatever. No, we're going to put it in the window.
Yeah.
Is
And
that because we've teamed up with Grandin's company?
it's your level of service. So the way we talked about this back in like early March
That was
or
because they were
February.
answering the phone very quickly.
No, so what it is they contact every lead, every single one of them, right after the phone call, like 15 minutes after the first phone call. So that probably helps.
Okay.
Then they contact like a week later. Hey, are you still working with the agent? How are they? And then like a month later, hey, how are things going? You guys under contract yet? How's it? And they rate. That's what goes into your score. So you have to have a 92 or better. We have a 92. Fine. Like that's an A. So it's really good, and you can't take this away from us. Like we have.
Say, they're not gonna come like pick it up.
Yeah.
right?
So even if it falls off, like we have this, and it's not easy to get that score. So like just be super happy. And there's the little button.
Anybody else around here that has?
Nancy Taylor and Catherine Kirkpatrick.
Okay,
That's it.
that's cool.
There's Zillow socks. Anybody want them?
Those are sweet. I want them.
Sean raised his hand first.
Socks.
Those are
You raised your hand second, so do you want this?
Heck yeah. Is it a water bottle?
No, it's a coffee mug. Anybody want a pen?
That is nice.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say somebody. Anybody else want this? Sweet. Okay. Anybody want a Zillow pin?
The best of Zillow pen.
Oh my god.
The best of Zillow.
That is awesome.
Nope.
If no one else takes it, I'll
Yeah, somebody with a little tell who's that? Sean.
Give Sean.
Okay.
He's gonna have Zillow socks and Zillow pen and here he goes.
And then there's this.
Let me see 'em.
This is
Yeah, let's
sweet.
see the socks, Sean.
So-
Oh, nice.
There's a Zillow.
Bottom.
Did you
This
put
is
'em
the.
on?
It goes in your car, so like the vent in your car, so your phone will stick to it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anybody want it?
What is this? What is that?
So you put this inside of your phone case, and then
I kinda wanna try that.
okay, pass that down. That's everything. So again, this is something you guys should be really proud of, because that means you're taking care of the client after the first phone call, and not just, you're not just letting the leads come in and ignoring them. I think that was one of the biggest reasons why Zillow did this, is a lot of agents were just consuming the market with their spend. All the leads would come in, and they would never do anything with
They
them.
would take what they wanted, handpick, and then leave the other
Right.
ones.
And so that's what they're trying to stop. So by saying best of Zillow, it means that you're working it. You're doing what you're supposed to do with those leads. So great job. It's awesome work.
Dude.
He has them all.
Sean, now the next appointment just be like, good news. And then like take your shoe off and just be like,
Yeah. Good news.
Jason, look.
That's
Best
sweet.
of Zillow.
I
Best
love
of
that.
Zillow.
That's a Facebook post right there.
Yeah. Do you want to hold my trophy?
Yeah.
I love it.
That face though.
That is
That's
awesome.
one on Facebook, Sean.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're definitely putting that
Oh
up.
my
That's sweet. All right, so let's move on. So anything transactional over the last few weeks? I know last week was canceled, which thank you for your patience with that. Lots of sickness going through the Atwood family right now. But anything transactional? that's
Don't
come
pet
up?
anyone's parrots.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
no.
Don't stick your fingers in the cage.
No, they told me to pet their parrot and then it bit me.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't
Lawsuit.
do
Just
birds.
kidding.
Like
It was
Amazon.
like this big. It was like an Amazon parrot, and I was going to a listing appointment, and then they're just like,
You
oh,
let
just,
him pet it?
yeah,
totally
it was
nice.
super nice.
And then
So
it
then,
didn't
and then
like
it
you.
was like
I heard if it bit you, you got the listing.
Did it make
in a
you
week. They were going to list it yesterday, and then they just weren't ready. So
I have a question. Did you scream?
no, I was just like, I was just kind of scared because I know about birds and they can like crush your bones.
Oh, yeah.
Or they can rip your finger
Whoa.
off, and so I was
What?
kind of like in shock, like that almost happened.
Like that. Oh,
I didn't scream. I just was thinking about how I looked into that one time.
I would have yelled. I mean,
you would be like, "Ah!"
Yeah, I would. Like, I would have probably made it
I
bite
just
my
was
finger
just
off.
like, I was just like, like see right there.
I'm pretty sure a high pitch came out of you because there's no way in shit that nobody would do that. I mean, everybody would do that.
I didn't know. I was just in shock because I thought I could have broke my bones on my finger.
That
would
is
have been
so
unfortunate.
I told Heather about that. She hates birds in general, and there was one time where her friend, they have this little bird that's like their pet bird at their house, and all of a sudden it like swooped at her and like came over and bit her on the ear. And I think it's like they sensed the fear. Like,
Oh my god!
like, no, it's fine. Like, it's not. Don't worry about it. And then it just like, and like that. So like,
Yeah.
so she
They
doesn't.
had like 2 really old ones too, and they had them outside because they like can't fly, and they were
Okay.
like 50 years old, and they just sound like dinosaurs. Like I was walking up to the house and they started like. And I was just like looking around, like, is this in the house or what? And they're just sitting on the railing over there. It was freaky.
Wow.
They had like 5 birds.
They probably shouldn't be there for showings.
Yeah.
If you start
Especially
hearing
if they're
that
the biting
velociraptor
kind.
chime, then you need to run.
Yeah, that's what they sound like for real.
Oh my god.
It's a velociraptor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad. That was a learning lesson right there. I've learned a lot and I think it's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Just say no thanks. I don't.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
would.
just do that.
You're
Yeah,
allergic.
I'm allergic.
Allergic to birds.
It's tough when you're trying to get the listing though. You're like,
Right? Gotta
okay.
Pet the pets.
It's like, are you trying? Just take the finger.
That needs to be a short clip for what realtors go through in a day of life.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait.
God.
Did you post about getting bit by a parrot? You should.
Oh,
It's awesome.
wow.
After
Okay.
you close.
So,
Yeah.
Really sign.
so any transactional stuff
Other than that.
other than that, yeah.
Well,
It's been
Oh my
weeks.
God.
Anything?
What I can think of.
I was a week away from closing Myrtle and Kazi, and final underwriting found a oopsie that showed up on some kind of title thing that they didn't see before, and that plug got pulled. So we went back to active very quickly while it was in a hotel in Yakima.
Oh, the title issue with the buyer.
hmm And just threw it out there on social media real quick, got it back to active, and within less than 30 minutes I had a request for viewing it again, and we're already pending, so
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'm happy
That's-
about that.
That's a big win. After a big loss, but
Right.
big win. The recovery's
Yeah,
good.
I don't know if month to get paid, that's a pretty big
Right.
loss, but yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
it. I'll take it.
Okay. Anything else? Gosh, I feel like there's something. It's been weeks.
I got an email from a buyer's lender yesterday. I represent the seller about the appraiser calling for a Tidewater, which I'd never heard of before. I haven't heard that phrase. Like, it was basically just like a grid where I filled in the subject property information and then 3 comps because he was having problems valuating the property at pending price.
I think I haven't heard it called that either. I've had
Yeah.
the appraiser
I was
call
like,
and
a
ask
Tidewater,
for.
like, how did they come up with that? Like, that doesn't
Yeah.
even. I don't know. I thought that was weird. The term was weird. but,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
now
think
we
it's
know.
going to turn out well.
I had the same thing on that Wishcott property that was like in 24 hours had like 3 offers, and we took a backup offer and went through all of that with people offering above listing price and had the same thing. And when I was told that the agent or the appraiser had it listed under like categorized as Tidewater and didn't make a final decision, but gave me a courtesy call to tell me what you thought he was going to value it at because he had no comps to go by. And I was like her. I was like, well, what? And okay, first of all, don't use that term with me. I don't know what that means. Tell me
Right.
what that means. What do I need to do?
Right.
Walked through all the stuff, same stuff that she did, and a whole lot of effort. I hope hers pays off. Mine did not.
I still disagree with that appraiser from that one. That one, they should be able to justify being on a large piece of property out Wishkah in that same. We're in the same market.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any
Yours was
sense.
just an out of, like, an idiot
that
appraiser.
guy was an idiot. So
Yeah.
she, of course, quickly looked this appraiser up, which I didn't even know you could do. And she's like, yeah, he's like from the metropolitan area of Seattle. Like, he doesn't even know
Oh
what
my
Wishkah
God.
is. Like, thanks for the value, buddy.
And he should have no problem putting high value on there.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Megan had a situation, and I wanted to ask you about it, where you working for you?
It worked great because they tried to assign that contract to her and it got pulled.
Oh,
Like-
you know that?
Yeah, because they were like, because the lender emailed me and she's like, Tammy Ayers has been assigned to this appraisal. Let me know so I can let her know. And I was like, she's excluded from the contract. Like, check the bottom of the 22D. And she got pulled and it got handed to somebody else.
Outstanding.
Nice.
I know a couple.
Yeah, well, no,
I'll
I
start
just
doing that.
I'm not doing it to like screw over Tammy Ayers, but on those really tough properties where you're like, I really need somebody to be kind of a little bit forgiving, probably on maybe a few things, or just not wake up on the wrong side of the bed and just tear it apart. And I feel
Right.
like that's what she does.
And we can't get
Yeah.
in trouble for exclusion or quote unquote boycott.
No.
Anything.
No.
I mean, if you're encouraging other people to do it, then
Right.
yes. But if you're just doing it yourself for your own reasons, then no.
That's interesting. I've never been told who the appraiser's going to be, and the only way I know is if they call me because I have the listings.
Oh, I
That
usually ask.
interesting.
And just trying to make sure it's not her. On this specific transaction.
That's awesome.
So in that blank area on the 22D, that's where you're writing.
That's where I wrote it. Well, it's not like where I'm writing, it's, I did it once.
What's your wording that you're using?
Tammy Ayers is not to appraise this property.
Period. Got
Period.
it.
Exactly.
Simple.
I didn't know if you
Period.
fluffed it
Period.
up. I mean, I can do that.
That's it.
Okay.
And the best part is that I think it got so far into her being assigned to that appraisal that she got a copy of the contract, so she probably
So
saw
she
that I
saw
wrote that in.
Can we just like put that in templates? Like have a list of people.
Well, that I think starts to err towards
That's
boycotting.
where you get in trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a line.
No, I don't. I mean, honestly, I don't really
You
mind
found
her
the line,
appraisal.
David. Congratulations.
I always look for
But
it.
every single time,
David's
But
a-
not-
even if
clearing
she's
off the
been
dust
nice,
there now.
every single time, she has a callback, so she's getting paid for a second trip
Right.
every time.
It's like her strategy.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
exclude
awful.
everybody except for the ones that we
We
want
like.
to say. You've excluded everybody except Blind Larry. Well, I guess you're gonna.
He just feels the property.
All right, let's move on. We have like 8 minutes and lots of stuff. So let's table tech tips. Videos. We talked about the video idea.
I think you
Home
should-
snap.
The whole video idea. I think you should actually kind of try to build that into an actual channel.
Well,
For real, though.
it would
Like,
be a channel for our team.
I know. What if you did also the public ones too?
Bringing some ad revenue.
Yeah.
Well, that and awareness too, because if it was like Premier Realty, and then you like pop, you're like, hey,
But then we're at
Well,
the
that
same- we're also educating other people's agents, and we want to do that.
That might be more of like educating like buyers or sellers or something like, hey, here's like a
Right.
little tidbit of information if you want
well,
more,
like,
then
not
come
to be all the
in.
video. I just meant some of them.
Well, I think there are some things I could do that's public. Like even Kevin Ward, he has a ton of stuff he does public, but he has even more that he does, and
Yeah.
you have to get paid to hear him say the F word. That's just how it goes. It's like if you're not giving him $5,000, you're not going to hear him say the F word. But it's a great idea, and so actually the first note here. So home snap, like I wouldn't cover that in detail during our meeting because it's going to take 15 minutes.
Yeah, we need
I could do a 15-minute video.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
On-
where that would be helpful.
So
That'd be
You
great because I just
downloaded
got
it?
mine
I don't get
yesterday.
it.
okay.
I don't get it at all.
Well,
They gave me my free pro account.
I know, real quick, I know that in the home snap, like when it ties to the MLS where you can edit stuff, like we're not there yet. They're,
Oh, yeah,
they're still a
I
few
don't-
months out.
I'm not seeing
Is
that
that the
either.
Yeah, it's not
Is
not
that the
there.
360?
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just missing it.
But there's supposed to be ways to where you can like share this with your clients now, like do those sort and get a portal going to where it's more user friendly. There's super easy photos to swipe through. It's not like the
So
MLS.
is this doing, like, you would use this instead of the MLS portal where you set up an auto email?
So
Oh,
yeah, and that's where like there's some of that stuff that I just learned that in that meeting the day before I put up the like recap of my notes.
So can we log into homesnap.com as agents on the
Home snap. I've never been
Yes,
on the.
you can.
and then set up a search for our clients that
Uh-huh.
way?
Yes.
While we're seated.
Yes.
Well, I think your searches. I can't remember what she said. Like
I
at
don't
some
know how
point,
to
it's
go
going to
about it.
completely merge to where, regardless of which side you put it on,
touching nothing to
Oh,
that.
so it's eventually
It'll-
just gonna integrate.
yeah, which is so cool.
Is that
So
the 360 thing they're talking about?
nope, 360. That's more of just like compilation of Realist, the county records, and MLS Matrix.
Oh,
which is phenomenal. I love how it's set up.
That's gonna be nice.
And so that's something I would just suggest playing around with because it's different for everybody. And the first week, like I'm still in this position where it's like looking at the agent detail and I'm in an appointment showing a house. I'm like, oh, the square footage
Yes,
is
everywhere.
Like,
Ew, that'd be
yeah,
crazy.
but
That's what I was doing.
just
with the
know
showing
that-
time thing. They say the little bit of details now when you like walk. in.
That's nice.
Right.
And
Good
like
show,
I like
good.
looked here, I'm like, where is it? It's like a weird layout too, so it's like,
yeah, the most important stuff they moved to the very top. So it's like
yeah.
price, address, bedroom count, everything's all there in that little rectangled spot. So
It's like 4 down. That's more important.
yeah, so I would play around with that, and then HomeSnap just playing around on your phone is a good idea. And once we get to the point where we integrate the CoreLogic, which is Matrix, with it, it's going to be. She said you could, if you wanted to, literally insert your new listing into HomeSnap and it'll reflect it. If that's practical, probably not, but it's something you can literally do every step that you would do in Matrix on HomeSnap, which is really cool.
That's what they're advertising for the future right
Yep,
now.
it's coming up. So she said we're still like it's on the horizon for this year, but it will be integrated completely soon. So
Yeah, I don't know how to set it up from the start, Sean. It sent me a thing right away. It knew that I was an agent, knew what my number was. Jason must have done something.
They probably got
It
it.
literally
I
sent
think
me all that.
I think it's already
It
integrated.
sent it all to me and said, "This, we already know who you are. We know your number. We know all this." And then
Yeah.
here, click on this. Here's your free account.
Yeah.
And I went, set it all up.
That's nice.
And I
Signing
think
in as
once
an
you
agent.
sign up, like one thing that's cool about, at least in mine, the moment I signed up, it said you could set it up to have it do your marketing. So it's a branded app. So if I when I open up the app, right now it's not doing it. It has my photo as a temporary, but like there's Premier Realty, there's our logo. Like, so when I send things to clients, it has our logo up there and like, it looks like it's our site.
Are you gonna be doing the video on that, Jason?
Yeah, so that's what I want to do here.
That's the newest thing.
Okay.
So like Zillow does Zillow reviews.
Yeah.
They do Google reviews.
Oh,
for
sweet.
HomeSnap.
That's phenomenal.
So you can activate your profile, and people will be able to.
I
leave
tried
reviews.
Was that your buyer? Who's Harold Smith?
It's just an example.
Oh, I'm like, damn, you already got reviews?
Yeah, I've been writing fake reviews.
No,
Everyone-
but
everyone
it gives you an
might have to the
example
right.
of what it would
No
look
wonder,
like.
yeah.
Right.
No wonder you got a
Okay.
pending in 4 days. Harold Smith.
So InfoSparks and market
Six
reports.
different people.
This is the one that I do want to show real quick in Matrix because it's, I don't know what the deal is. My mouse pointer keeps disappearing. All right. We're going to have to table some stuff. Oh, this is the last thing we're going to go over
Does
today.
it do that with the screen capture?
See, that's what it already
Maybe.
brings up for my HomeSnap.
See, that's
Brings up Olympic Realty, where I work,
perfect.
whatever.
Okay. So when you go into stats, have you guys seen this before? You have stats, so InfoSparks, market reports. If you go into InfoSparks,
Not secure. Virus.
so there's a whole bunch of different stuff here. But there's also this fast stats.
Oh, okay.
And so you select Grace Harbor County, and then you say you want to have March of 2019. Now, this is something where you can literally just save this the beginning of the month and use this for all of your emails. Like if you want to send current data to your people, that's not that huge 25-page MLS report. This is Grace Harbor County specific.
Cool.
I mean, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
quick
cool.
one-page overview. And how long did that take me to make?
2 seconds. That's
Right,
awesome.
like, so just a quick recap on what I did there, just so you guys, because this is valuable.
Okay.
So,
Stats.
stats, InfoSparks, and in the top here you have a few options, fast stats,
So fast.
and then select your area, Grace Harbor County, select the time period you want, and then view report.
You wanna
And
go a
then-
year back?
What's that?
You wanna go a year back?
So they have, it looks like it went all the way to 2017, but there's also,
Can you do custom?
what do you mean custom?
Oh, you could do a year.
Like,
From
maybe like a quarter.
March.
No, it looks like it was just
November
like
to March.
because they're generating this report as like a very specific Like they have their charts in there. So here's the whole year for 2018. I think this is 3 pages. It's more. But it's just Grace Harbor. But you could set a task in your CRM on January 1st to say, send my clients the annual report. This is like, you do no other work except for sending it. And it looks like you're just on top of your game, So I've built stuff like this before, and it's like, to get even an eighth of the information that's on here, it's taking me 30 minutes to an hour to make a pretty looking report and then sending it,
If you do most recent, is it like a live link? Because I didn't notice some of them were live links where it'll constantly update them.
I can't remember if live link was, I don't think this is the live link. That was one where I have not played around with it. I think she said when you generate this,
share.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
It'll
right
just
there.
and I
you
think
click share, and then you can do a live link or stuff.
yeah, that's what it is. So if you set up your favorite chart on here, you can share a live link. So you can embed it into whatever site you want. So if it's always live every day. So okay, so it's 9:57. So I'm gonna make sure we don't have anything else super spectacular, and then we'll go into big wins. Yeah, I actually moved that to its own slide at the very end, so I don't miss that.
That's the least we should do that.
So
I don't know what I'm going to say.
financial tools. I just want to make sure really fast that everybody's aware of the financial tools section on the MLS and what's there,
I haven't
because
seen it, but
okay, so that's something that's important before we go into big
It's
wins.
pretty useful when Jason was showing me. It's like nice.
So
It's like mortgage calculator.
yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
financial tools in the top right. Here's what you have. So net proceeds. You should be doing this every
Oh,
time you have a
perfect.
listing, or when you're a listing agent, you have an offer come in. Generate that based on what the
pros and
offer is telling you.
cons for-
Yeah. So use these tools.
Nice. So it's just a link at the top right.
Yep.
Finance.
I mean,
Okay.
it looks like it was built in 1984, but it still works.
Gives
Right.
information. Yeah.
I would love if they just updated the interface, just because I feel like technology has allowed
I
that
wish
to
they would
happen.
update the interface of the whole thing.
Right. I know Top Producer's heading that way.
Yes.
Finally,
Yeah.
can't wait to see
Well, I
that.
saw the ones on Top Producer, the NetSheet and things like that.
I haven't seen their net sheet. Oh,
It's a little.
you have to build it. I
You have to
think.
build it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to add in everything.
I haven't done that yet. I'm sure it looks nice,
Just
but
have Jessica build it for you.
all right. So there's that. We talked about that. We'll go into paragraph of the week next week. Hotline next week. Okay. We do see a little uptick in rates compared to last time we met. So heading back up. So if buyers are on the fence, get them off the fence with that. All right. So big wins. We'll go around this way. Go ahead. So big for the week, for last week, 2 weeks ago.
Personal too,
Yeah. Any big win in your life?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Something that went well.
Oh, pictures aren't going to go so well
Hey,
for Chris.
at least it's not a parrot.
Hey, well, I guess
It's
lead
food
week, just getting back into the game and just kind of honing everything down. So
Perfect.
getting my systems together. So
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
good.
I had throw
Chris.
food on me all week. Except today.
All right. What's your big win, Chris?
Wearing
Kind of just a
stain-free
happy
pants.
thing. What?
Wearing stain-free pants.
Yeah, all week except today. I don't know. Just excited news about those dogs, I guess. My fiance adopted 2 dogs for our 6
Oh, cool.
years. I told you about that,
Yes.
you and you.
They're
But
just little,
they're
right?
little teeny ones.
Yeah.
They're like this big.
So that's an anniversary gift.
Yeah,
option.
they're
And
like
then
this
they'll
big.
be-
They're little Saint Bernards.
Are funny that he
Yeah.
said
2 of them.
Cute.
That's why I said I'm not gonna take our dogs on the walk.
too much for little puppies.
You can't
But
take
yeah.
little puppies.
How long does it take for those dogs to get full size?
It
Because
says 3 years, but
6
like,
days.
yeah, but they like grow
so
like
fast.
sometimes they grow like a foot like a month or 2.
oh my
And
god,
we were
like-
reading with the Malamute because it's quite large too that
Yeah,
you
that's
should
what-
wait until after 6 weeks before you really start taking them on walks because
Yeah.
of how fast they're growing.
Yeah, they.
You
Well,
have
and
to be
they
very
don't.
careful with them because of their joints
Yeah.
are still growing. You
Yeah.
Can, you can make them.
That's
You,
why.
Well,
you
they're
can
not
improve
super
them.
energetic either. They're more.
Saint
Lazy-
Bernards are
lazy
not.
dogs.
No, they like want like half an hour to like an hour of like actually like sprinting around. They like don't want to walk. It's crazy. I was just I thought they'd want more, but
5 minutes spurts.
yeah.
that's funny.
Wow.
Cool. That's fun. Sean?
Well, everybody knows because they just couldn't shut up about it. The first class tickets to Egypt.
Oh yes.
Oh, cool.
Dude.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's British Airways. But
Awesome.
it
Pop, pop, cheerio.
flat, yeah, Cheerio. And we saved almost $7,000 by booking it going out of Vancouver rather than Seattle.
And you got it
Wow.
on 2 cards?
What's that?
Did you get?
No, we paid cash for it.
They wouldn't.
Nobody would
do it.
take our money. It was just bizarre. I was like, oh, we can't take 2 cards.
What?
What? It's like,
We'd have to run it twice.
give me a customer. I'll take as many cards as they need.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but very excited. So
That'd be a good business.
yeah,
Run 2 cards and I'll pay cash for your plane ticket.
right.
Nice. Mine. Well, I felt like a big win was getting listings for me.
Yes.
I work so much more with buyers, and so that was exciting to have. Actually, they were almost kind of back to back within a week, but one was at the very end of March. So I was excited for that, and then going pending
Don't
really
risk
quick,
it.
and then losing it, but then going pending really quick again. So I feel like that's a quick win. It took the Band-Aid off really quickly.
It's a great example of why listings are powerful, though, because once you have it, it's just valuable because there's people just continue to show it. They're working for you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Sweet.
Oh, and I learned something new, even though, I mean, this is like partially big win, but not really, but I learned something new from Megan. I did not know this, but the buyer who fell through on the Myrtle property had an FHA loan. Well, we had appraisal and everything done. We were just in final underwriting. So the new buyer is also FHA. And apparently, because an appraisal was done with FHA for 120 days, I think she said, that it can be basically used by the new buyer.
Has to be.
So does the new buyer have to pay again for that same appraisal, or do they just get it?
I think they do have to pay for it,
Right.
but like the
They don't
turnaround
have to
time is
wait for
pretty
it.
fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Exciting. Big win.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sweet.
I'll get paid sooner.
Yeah,
So I
that's
get
awesome.
Well, since I joined Team Rollables and started a few new transactions, they're just about to close. So these are my first ones that have gone from start to finish with him.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Sweet deal.
Mine is the seller whose house I just did that Tidewater worksheet on. Apparently he was telling his neighbor behind him how much he loves me, which I didn't think that he did because the whole thing
He
is
said he
just
was mad at you
it's
yesterday.
kind of been like a shitstorm since the very beginning. And that the person that was behind him knows my mom and told my mom, and she told me that he said that. So that's my
Huh.
big win. Because I was feeling really
Nice.
crappy about how things were going, but he was like, "Oh, I just love her so much," and I'm like,
Well, that's awesome.
That's
You never knew.
awesome.
That's great. Huh.
Pending.
Yeah.
I'm pending.
It is a big win.
Yeah, big win for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, everything else, there'll be more big wins to come as I figure stuff out, but I'm trying to figure schedule, writing stuff down. I'm not used to writing anything down or putting anything into a calendar or anything like that. I've never had a job where I had to do any of that stuff.
Right.
So my ingrained in my mind is like 9 to 5, forget about
"Show
it, I'm
up,
done.
clock out, done."
You know what I mean? And then I have this split in my life, and I've never integrated anything into my life before, except for sports. Football mainly. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah. So more big wins to come as
Yeah.
I start figuring stuff out. I'll be like, finally figured out transaction desk. Yay! That's down the road.
There's a lot. I mean, systems and ideas and like
It
strategies.
always seems like
It's-
there's something else that comes too.
I still
Yeah.
feel
Jason's like, make
there's
sure you get
stuff.
this, and this down. I'm like, perfect. And I'm sitting there doing that, and then it's like, well, you got to do home snap, and you got to. And I'm like, oh, well, let me look at home snap. I got to do this first, though. You know, so.
But I mean, it's funny because like I always tell you guys, I'm not just lying when I say it. Like I'm learning every day too. And there was a funny situation where Luke came and asked a question about Top Producer. I'm like, I can't find the freaking thing anywhere. I can't find your plan. It's gone.
Yeah.
Did you call them?
I typed it
And-
in twice. It disappeared.
So we couldn't find it. So then Dave comes in, and we're talking about this other plan that he has, like a listing plan. He goes, "Well, go over here to the scroll down and pick, no, not the top ones, not personal, favorites. Over on the right, the closing plan, action plan, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I know exactly, Luke."
He come running out of the office. He's just like, hey, I figured it out.
No, Dave
David
figured it out.
figured it
yeah,
out.
yeah. So,
So I sat there cussing up my computer the night before, like, where did it just go? I just spent an hour doing this. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
and on that same note, I can't wait till Top Producer updates their interface because I think it looks, based on the little preview images, it looks like it's going to
Oh,
be
I
way
filled out the little
friendlier.
thing, like get notified first when you change.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
me too.
Yes.
Yeah. So whoever sees that first,
Yeah,
just send a
well-
text to the team.
Exactly.
Two things about Top Producer also. I felt like if you took your list of operations in order and you put them in order in Top Producer, Top Producer puts them in backwards in your list. It comes up the wrong way.
Yes, no.
So
like-
further
When you
down,
put them in,
just
but you
click
put
So
them
like
all
if
in
they're
the
on the
same
same
day.
date,
Yeah,
they're
it
not in
stacks them on
order.
it
top.
stacks them weird.
So
in
and then
order,
and I
yeah.
hate that. And then on top of that, when I went in and I edited, like refreshed some of my plans that were already existing, I felt like it got rid of all of my activities where I was currently
'Cause you
involved
changed the
in
plans that you
yes,
already
and it was
launched,
gone. I was like, I have no activities to follow. What the F did I do? Like that was scary because
You
I'm
have to,
like,
like,
okay, now I'm starting to use this, and it just went away.
Are they just putting in alphabetical order? 'Cause they-
Maybe.
So what I would do, here's what I've done with my personal tasks throughout the days. I number them. So like I'll go by priority, 0, 1,
But
2.
like when you list like a listing or a closing plan, are those numbered as well?
No, they're not. But I'm saying if you had a whole bunch of tasks on one day, that's one way to combat that. Would be
no. I
in
was
your
talking about the
system.
listing and closing activities.
Yeah.
Literally, when I like went in there to make more like update them,
Mm-hmm.
they both not only didn't stay in the order I was entering them, but then it was almost like that it went backwards. But then also the current activities that were associated with the listings and closings that were in my Top Producer for the day, they were gone. Like I've had 0 all week now because I've messed with an existing plan apparently, and I was like, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
It shouldn't take your stuff away.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
Because
it-
actually, what would happen is it wouldn't update your current plan. So if you had a plan with listing 123 Main Street, and this plan was here, and then you edited 5 of those tasks in the plan, they wouldn't edit this.
Maybe shouldn't.
Yeah. So it definitely shouldn't take it away unless you manually took it away. I would call Top Producer then or say, hey, my stuff's gone because they.
Launch a new listing and just delete
Yeah,
the ones you've already
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I just kind of got it. It's okay. I'm not panicking about it. But at first I was like, wait, because I was like you. I was like, wait, I just entered this whole stinking plan, and that took me a while to figure out where did it go. Yeah, I started there and was like, downhill.
Yeah. So really, I've talked to a couple of you guys about this, but I just feel like I'm like rejuvenated with where we're going to be in the next like 3 to 5 years, and having specific conversations with each person, and knowing how you guys operate, hearing like Kevin Ward's perspective of, there's the prospecting people, there's the marketing people, and like you guys can all operate differently, which I've known, but I've only given advice based on what I know. But now I can work with you guys individually better. So over the course of time, I've met with 2 of you so far, and I meet with each one of you guys over the next month or so, just to understand what your goals are, which I know generally what they are, but more specifically how you want to achieve them and how I can support you. So like that's a big win for me. I love that. I love having clarity around that stuff, and so I'm pumped. That's my big win. Kind of a broad idea, but it's big. So we do have one on tour today, so it's in Aberdeen, and that's it. So we can tour in 5 minutes. I do have an appointment in Aberdeen, so I can't drive people unless you want to hang out in Aberdeen for a little bit. I'll be back here by noon for sure because I have to be at a chamber meeting. So yeah, you guys want to tour in 5 minutes?
Yep.
All right, 10:15. It's 614 Terrace. If you've already seen Terrace, then
1006 North J Street.
did you text me? We can definitely go. Oh,
Yes, I did twice.
what the heck?
When I first got it.
I even heard that out of my bad ear.
Oh, when you first got it.
And then again.
I don't know, maybe it was my good
And
ear.
then again the other day, like.
What was the address?
Okay, the last time I see that address is when you said it was live, but I don't have. I must have missed. No, I mean I don't see any texts from you. I mean we can go see it for sure. We're in the neighborhood, but that's really strange.
Yeah, I'll check mine too.
That's
but
your
Okay.
I
listing,
definitely, I
right?
definitely made sure I said it right
Address
away.
on that?
1006 North J Street.
That's your listing,
Yeah.
right? The one that's right up there on top of the hill.
Well, yeah.
Well, not
So I was looking at it, it's like, what is this?